Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, September 22nd. Welcome to my every other week coffee and chat. And I've added something new today. We are going to put together a couple of cards. We're going to give it a few more minutes and see who joins us, both on Facebook and on YouTube. If you are wanting to comment in YouTube, you do need to be signed into your Gmail account. So that would be your Gmail email. Gmail email, boy, that rhymes. I just got a heavy sigh from my little assistant over here. So let us know what you are drinking this morning. If you are drinking coffee, tea, soda. I know a lot of people have to have soda to wake up in the mornings. We are on our second pot of coffee, at least
I'm only on my first cup, so.
Yes, but I'm on my, I don't know, I've lost track of time. I am using an antique cup that my lovely daughter gave me, years and years ago. It probably needs to be retired to my curio cabinet as a keepsake. So, hello, Karen, and welcome today. I'm so glad that you joined us. We're just kind of sitting here waiting for more to join us. And while we do that,
it might look grainy. Does it look grainy on anybody else's screen?
Hello, Cherie. Okay, do I look grainy on your computers or your phones? Dorothy said that it might look grainy, and we're trying to figure out why.
Okay, I think it's our internet service because our internet service is.
Okay, so Cherie, you're saying that it's grainy there? Okay, it could be my internet this morning. It very well could be that.
Oh, isn't that cool? I can see Cherie's comments on
I know, they're coming up on YouTube. Isn't that cool?
Cool?
We always find something new to learn. Yeah, I had seen that comment, Cherie, that you were grainy last night. And I don't know, because when I recorded it yesterday, it wasn't grainy. I'm not seeing grainy, but that doesn't mean anything. It could be my internet.
The internet.
Okay.
And there's nothing that we can do to boost the signal.
Yeah, I can't boost the signal this morning. I don't have the ability to do that. Now I'm frozen, Karen says. Okay. Karen, go out and log in again, and we'll see what's going on.
Lagging.
We may have to start it all over again and see what happens. I don't know. Let me check I'm showing I've got a good signal strength. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, ladies. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to reopen it. Okay, so now you're good, Karen. Okay, Cherie, close out and come back in and see if it's any better. Is the picture better also? Because I definitely want you to see my messy room. I think, okay. It could be the cloud cover. Who knows what, the internet is great when it works wonderful, and then other times it doesn't. And when, of course, you depend on it, it doesn't. I'm going to wait and see if Cherie comes back in, if she logs out and comes back in for us.
It's got to be the cloud.
Still grainy, but not frozen. Okay.
See, internet is slow over at Karen's too.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm wondering if it's internet providers. We're being taken over by aliens.
Dorothy thinks that we're being taken over by aliens. Okay, because that's why our internet is so slow. I don't know. Okay. So, do you ladies have anything in particular you want to chat about this morning? So as I was thinking about things to do and things to chat about, um, I thought maybe it would be fun to add a third thing to our coffee and chats, and that would be a card. So I want to show you how easy it is to take a card sketch and put together a very fast, simple card. Um, and you could go over and make tons of these. Okay, you want to go over the card making day. All right. All right. So World Card Making Day is on October 7th. Let me see if I can find, because I've moved things in my room. Here they are. I wanted to get my packet that I had given out at class. All right, so card making day is, like I said, October 7th, and it starts at 3 to 6 Central Time for us, okay? So it's 2 to 5 Mountain Time. I'm going to personally host a Zoom meeting at 2 o'clock as a pre card making, National Card Making Day thing, where we might play a game and then there'll be prizes. So first of all, you need to sign up for Card Making Day, National Card Making Day, out on my Stampin' Up website, and then respond back to me by October 5th if you want an invite to that private Zoom meeting for the pre-party, okay? Now, I want to make it perfectly clear. You do not have to buy the stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Requires or they suggest to use for that day, okay? You can use whatever stamp sets that you want, all right? What I would suggest is if you're going to use a certain stamp set and certain paper, go by their cutting dimensions that I gave you all. And if you've lost that, let me know and I will send it to you via email. So that you have the same kind of layout that they do, because you could do the layout and then do the embellishments and the stamping. Okay. It's just kind of a time that everybody kind of gets together and everybody stamps together. Okay. So you would have a personal login to the Stampin' Up website that they're going to do the platform on. Okay. So while that's going on, you wouldn't be in the Zoom meeting, but we could resume the Zoom after we all make our cards and everybody can show what they've made for National Card Making Day. That's completely up to everybody that wants to participate. So you've got what stamp sets are available that they're wanting to use. And like I said, some of you may have no interest whatsoever in that particular stamp set or bundle. And that's fine. You don't have to have that. I don't want to say, oh, you must have that, because you don't. You can still participate and not have that. I thought, and I might have to go back on my page, my Stampin' Up business page, and see if they recommend any other stamp sets that could go along with this that maybe you would have. I do have that special to where if you do order one of the stamp sets, you get a prize or a gift. And if you order 2 of them, you get a gift. And if you order all 3 of them, then you get 3 gifts. But that, like I said, that is not a hard sell. I don't want you to think that you have to, but you would want to order those by the 23rd of September, which is tomorrow, so that you have them back within the 2 weeks for that. And then I've got a special host code out there to do that ordering from. So does that answer questions for you, Cherie? Or if you have more questions, type those in the comments so that I can address those for you. like I said at class, I've never been able to participate in the National Card Making Day because it's always been on a weekend that I had something else scheduled. So I'm excited for this time, and I want to kind of make it fun for all of us. Next year, I will probably look to see if we can find, if the stamp is not available, go ahead and sign up anyway. Yes. Is that what you're asking, Cherie? Because yeah, a lot of the stuff is, and I meant to check that before I came on, was to see what, because I know that there was something that came back in early. Oh, if you're not available, good morning, Pat. If you're not available to do it, Cherie, that's okay. You don't have to, but you can still sign up because I think they record it, and so you can still watch a replay for so many days afterwards, I believe. There wasn't anything in my paperwork regarding that, but I would go ahead and sign up anyway. I mean, you're not losing out on anything if you sign up and you're not able to see it. But if you are able to watch it later, then at least you've gained some new ideas. Okay. And I will be more than happy to share what we did for National Card Making Day for any of those that are not able to make it. Because I do remember you saying that you were going to be, I believe, out of town that Saturday. Okay. So I hope that has answered your question. Anything else that you need? Let me go out real quick and let me see if I can do this. I want to check the unavailable list. Oh, I guess I have to sign in first. Come on. Yes, my internet is running very slow because it's not even bringing up my web page. Try this again. For those of you that have gone out to order, have you noticed any difference in ordering and how you order on the website? Is it easier now? Okay. So now let me see. That is not what I wanted. I wanted inventory status. There we go. All right, let me see if I can share my screen. Layout, settings. How do I share my screen? Maybe it wasn't anything different for the customers. Maybe it was just on the demonstrators site. Let me hit present. No. No, it's not letting me share my screen. I don't know how. Okay, so you always have problems with your password. Karen, I don't understand that. Do you save your password when you log in? What I tend to do and what I've always kind of done is I've always said to remember me, and I've saved my password. And now anytime I just go in and I click on my email address, my password pops up. So that's something that you might try to do. I thought that there was a way that I can, I guess I can't. All right. So let me go over real quick with you what is on the not orderable right now. So the Night of Navy and Gold ribbon and the copper and natural ribbon, those are both unavailable until October 23rd or the week of. Stays on. The gold foil sheets are the week of October 16th. Joy of Christmas is October 2nd, which isn't too far away. Oh Holy Night is October 2nd, the week of. So a lot of the paper, the Winter Meadow is due back in next week. Yay, if you want that. The All About Autumn is out until October 9th. Shining Brightly is October 16th. The Earthen Textured Cling Stamps you can't order yet. We don't know when those are going to be back. I'm looking at some of the things that I know that you're interested in. The Exposed Brick 3D Embossing Folder is not until October 2nd. Trucking Along Truck Punch, October 9th. And let me explain when it says it's not, like if you go to get a suite and it says it's not available, but then you see that you could still get the bundle, that means the suite at that time is missing something. So it's either missing the embellishments or the paper or the die set or something like that. So that is why you get that message when you go to okay, so you say yes, I save it and remember me. Okay, that is a technical question. And I'm going to have to see if I can figure that out. Miss Secretary, will you make a note that I need to figure out why people are having problems with their passwords getting into the store? Okay, well, we can keep chatting, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my camera down so that I can show you how simple it is to make a card with a sketch. Okay, so you're going to see a black screen for a minute because I don't want to make you dizzy. So hang on just a minute.
Oh my.
Okay. All right, so it's not real straight, but it's okay. So,
It's not straight at all.
well, it's okay. Huh? Your head,
It's okay.
it's showing,
Like
it's showing straight on my screen. It's not on yours.
That's better.
Okay. All right. So this is, I'm using the paper that is called The Walk in the Wild, I believe. Let me get my catalog and see what it actually says, because I think that's what it is. But I pulled it out this morning, and it's got some really cute prints to it for Christmas. And it also has, because it does coordinate with the Bear Punch. So this is the Walk in the Forest. So it doesn't have, it doesn't have its own big page. Okay, so this is the paper. So I thought, okay, I want to show you all how you can take some of this real busy paper and not have it quite so busy, and yet use it. All the back pages or all the back flip sides of them are neutrals, and I'll just pull out my sheet or my sheets of paper here and show you. So I looked to see what cardstocks or what card colors, the colors that coordinate with it, and one of it was Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, and several others, but it also had Pretty Peacock. So this was a card sketch that I found. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to make it out of the Cherry Cobbler because I was using the paper that had the little holly berries or whatever kind of berries you want to call those. And I also wanted to bring in the pretty peacock, which is the background of this paper. And so it has the old olive, the pretty peacock, and the cherry cobbler. When I first started putting this together, I had it on just a plain piece of the old olive, but I wasn't really thrilled with that because it needed something, because it needed to be, it needed to fill up the space, I thought. So that's when I came in and I decided to stamp with one of the branch stamps in Versamark on that old olive cardstock so that it gave us a little bit of texture and some background to it. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this down. And this is just your normal mat size, which is 4 by 5 1/4. Laid on top of the 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 card base, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and now I'm going to lay down my strip, and I use the stripes and blobs or something. I can't remember what they call it. It's not blobs. Okay, let me look in the catalog and see exactly.
Stripes and blobs.
No, it's not. It's in the embossing stuff. It is the stripes and splatters. Blobs, splatters, they're all the same thing, right? So those are found on page 169, and they are narrow 2 to the set. Okay, so I did that after I cut my piece of paper down to a 1/2 inch because I didn't need it to be real wide. So we're going to lay that down. And if you've never, and I was trying to do card sketches with you all on our Mystery Mondays, but it was kind of confusing. So I know that, I don't remember if it was last year or the first year that I started, I did a card sketch every week. And I gave you what the card sketch looked like. And then you could use any product that you had to duplicate that. So what I did then was I cut with my nested dies. I should have kept everything out here and I didn't. I have to wipe my table off. It's got something sticky all over it. I cut out 3 squares and I just kind of placed my die over the area that I wanted to make prominent so that I would make sure that I had both the bough branches and the Dorothy always laughs when I say the boughs. And it's like, it's not, that's what they're called. Isn't that what that's called, ladies? The bough branches on a tree. That's what I've always called them. I don't know. All right, so now I've got that sticky stuff off my desk, but now I got to lay something down so that I don't get wet. See, Cherie knows what it's called. I don't want to. That's too busy. Grab a piece of white paper. I don't want my card to get wet. All right, so then after I cut out my squares, and I kind of had it in my mind that I wanted the top one and the bottom one to have more of the red berries than my center one. So now we're going to attach these on an angle so that it looks like a triangle. And this is the back of that paper, so you could use that paper even. And if you wanted to, you could use dimensionals to pop these up off your card. And you're going to lay that down to where it just kind of goes over your strip. And you're going to then take and lay down your second one. And you're going to match up where it kind of goes on an angle. And then your third one. Yes, Dorothy, it is boughs, not what you're thinking. Spelt totally different.
But it sounds funny.
Yeah, I know. All right, so now we're going to lay this one right about there so that there's about an even amount overhang on my side. So there's our, that one, there we go. Let me scooch that. So good thing about using the liquid glue is that it does give you some wiggle room. Although this one didn't give me much wiggle room. You know, I love to tear apart my cards. Do y'all like to tear apart your cards once you get them made? I do. Makes it so much fun.
As she
I
drips with
guess
sarcasm.
I guess because hello, Sherry. How are you? I'm so glad that you joined us today on YouTube. We are just having our chat and our coffee or whatever morning drink you prefer. And I'm showing how easy it is to put together a card with a sketch. And of course, because I love to take apart my cards once I have them glued down, because it's not even, and I have to huff on it because I have a lot of hot air. So whereabouts in Indiana are you from, Sherry? I have some extended family there in Indiana. So let me know where you're from. I might have heard of the town. All right, well, that's good enough, okay? It is a homemade card, and I'm not going to rip everything apart. Then I decided, okay, I wanted to bring in that cherry cobbler to the front of my card. So I had just a piece of scrap cherry cobbler, and I cut it out with a die, but it was a little bit too long. So then I just trimmed off the edges using my Pick-a-Punch. And now I'm going to lay that right here, and I'm going to go ahead and pop up my Joy and Peace so that it just kind of gives it some dimension. And I could lay it, well, let me ask you all, do you think it looks better laying down here straight, or do you like it on the angle? You all tell me. Okay, I could even put it up here in the center if I wanted to. So give me your opinions on which way, I'm sorry, excuse me, where you think I ought to put that sentiment.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I did forget, the angle is unexpected. Okay. I did want to pull out some embellishments to put on this. You all keep talking and let me know what you think while I find some of my embellishments.
Sherry's from Southeast. She can get to Ohio or Kentucky in 5 minutes.
Well, that's fantastic. My family lives up in Marion, outside of, well, it's, I don't know exactly where it's at because I'm trying to see what embellishments I want to use for this card. I think maybe these would work out on an angle. So I've got two on an angle. All right. Pat, what do you and Sherry think? Do you like it on the angle here? It's just kind of a different way to put your greeting. Okay. And I might, because it is just a tad too long, it's going to hang over the edge of my card. Angle, okay, good deal. It's going to be on the angle. So let me trim off just a tad bit and punch it again so that none of the little points hang over the edge. All right, so this is the Pick-a-Punch. And this is my favorite one. Oh, it punched off the Joy. Okay, well, shoot. We may have to start over on this one. Yeah, I like the smaller one, but my Joy and Peace is too big for it. So let me grab some cherry cobbler. Did you all like it embossed? Because I think what I'm going to do, whoops. Yeah, so here's what it would look like when it's completed. And then of course, I think I'm going to use these sequins because they're not too blingy, but they're blingy enough. So I think I would probably use the gold ones. What do you all think? Okay, because you got to have bling on it. And I am going to set that one aside then, and I will redo the greeting because one of you lucky ladies is going to win that card today. I will send it to you in the mail. So Sherry, if you would like to private message me your mailing address, please do that so that if you are the winner, then I can mail it to you. We might even have the drawing before we leave the coffee and chat. Okay, so here is another one that I came up with, and I'm using the same paper pack, and I am using Garden Green as my card base, which is the normal card base. All right, and then a basic white that is the first mat, which is the 5 1/4 by 4. I use that brick layered, the new embossing folder to give it some texture. I just think sometimes you need some texture to the back of a card. And then we're going to lay down a strip, and I believe this is 3/4 of an inch. We're going to lay that down like so. And then I'm bringing in the Pretty Peacock because this striped paper has Pretty Peacock, Old Olive, and Garden Green, as well as our little Christmas trees. And this is the stripe from the back side. So you can get several cards out of this. And I did do these with the nested, I believe they're the nested dies. They have the circles, the squares, and then the labels. Okay, so let's go ahead and assemble this card. And then in my box of scraps that I already had a Merry Christmas stamped in white embossed, and it was on the Pretty Peacock, and I thought we're going to use that. So I did die cut that with a label. I don't know what stamp set that's from, ladies. Because like I said, it was in my stuff. Sometimes if I try something and I don't like it, I don't throw it away. I just put it in a drawer, and then I use it. I'll kind of go through that drawer and say, oh, I can use that. Because I don't like to waste things. Ask my assistant. She thinks I need to get rid of all my scraps.
I didn't say all of them.
I don't keep little bitsy scraps. I keep scraps that I know I can use, like for labels or strips on a card. So this is just another type of layout. Actually, I just kind of made this one up because I had started with that sketch from the first one, but my trees wouldn't show up very well. And so I thought, well, I want my trees to show a little bit more. So I decided that I needed a bigger square, but I wanted it to mat on my card. So that's going to go like that. And again, if you want to use dimensionals, go right ahead. When I go to start mailing out Christmas cards, I don't want to spend a fortune. And sometimes our post office will charge me the extra postage if it has any high areas on it. So now I'm going to lay that piece there. And it's going to cover our little piece of stripe. So I'll leave in the comments if you like having a little mini card demonstration during our coffee and chat. I just thought sometimes it might be nice. I did put dimensionals on my greeting. However, because this already has extra layers, I decided I didn't need those two. I only needed one that's going to hang over the edge. And so then I'm going to glue the rest of this down. You like having the cards making during the chat, Cherie? Or you like the card? We are very honest in this group. I like to have honesty. If I do something that you don't like, I want you to tell me. If you think it'll hurt my feelings, nope, don't worry about it. I have semi-tough skin. No, if it's a corrective criticism, I have learned that corrective criticism is very good. You don't know what you can change if you're not told what people think. So I don't want to not tell me if they don't like something. So on the front, I have Merry Christmas, and then I have and a Happy New Year. So this is a very simple card that maybe you'd want to send to or give to your mailman or give to a clerk at the grocery store at Target or Walmart or wherever you go shopping, or your nail tech or your beautician, wherever you go. It's not a lot of time. You don't have a lot of supplies in it. And it's a way to, sometimes we get paper packs, and let's face it, ladies, there are papers we love, and then there are papers that are like, I'm not so sure. You can, Karen. I will show you what I did for my video last night, because I do have a drawer that I have not necessarily layouts in, but I did suggest when I started doing a video on Tuesdays, and I think on this one, I think I might do. You think the white ones would look better on this one and bring out the white, or should I do the copper colored? And then I'll come back to your question, Karen. Do what? Okay, I will show you how Dorothy has hers organized. She's a little bit more organized than I am, okay? She doesn't have as much to do as I do.
Nope, I don't do anything.
Well, she does do things, but not as much.
I don't do anything.
You like the white ones, Pat? Okay. What are some other suggestions, ladies? You can kind of see them through there. I think the white ones would really kind of pop off of that old olive paper, and it wouldn't be so dull. Because I know old olive is kind of a dull, drab color, but I think that this card is really cute and dressed up. Okay, I'm seeing white. White. Okay. We're going to do white then, ladies. And so we're going to just put a couple of these sequins, because these are pretty flat. And I'm trying to look for areas of my embossing that is flat, okay, that doesn't have any raised areas in it. And that's what you want to look for when you're laying. And I think I'll just, will that show up? Let's see. Not too well. Let's stick this one up here, because there's an area there that's not got any embossing on it. Okay, so what do you think of that one? Simple, easy, and yet it didn't take that much time. You know, it takes me a little bit longer because I have to design it. But once I give you the design, ladies, you can get this whipped out in 15 minutes or less. Okay, so another lucky winner is going to win this card. All right, Okay, I'm going to close my camera and flip you around so that you can see my face. So let me go black again.
Can't see anything.
No, you can't see anything. Okay, okay, there I am. Adjusting a little bit. Okay. All right. So I will put your names in a little drawing that I have, and we are going to draw for these 2 cards. So we're going to have 2 drawings. Need to back up because otherwise the top of my head is in the view. All right, a new drawing, and we are naming this. Oops, the title for the drawing. We have Cherie and Karen. And I know that I have several other people watching. Do I have anybody on YouTube watching?
We have a quiet watcher.
We have a quiet watcher. We have a lurker. Miss Lurker, if you would like to get one of these cards, please just make a comment. Say, yes, I'm here. And then you will be entered into this drawing. Okay. Pat, and then Cindy.
Sherry.
Cherie?
Sherry.
Oh, Sherry. Okay. Sherry is on YouTube. I don't know why.
You've been talking to
Oh, Sherry. I'm sorry. I thought it was Cindy. Pardon me. I had the wrong name. Sherry.
And Shirley's watching.
Shirley's watching. Hello, Shirley. I'm so excited about tomorrow. We're going to go and see Shirley tomorrow. We are going to go and put together some paper pumpkins. So, all right. So I've got Cherie, Karen, Pat, Sherry, and Shirley. Let's give this a roll and see who wins.
See, my noisemaker thing would come in handy right about now.
Yes, Dorothy got a new toy to play with when I'm doing videos. What can I say?
Excited.
She will have me doing a video very quickly this weekend after it gets delivered tomorrow.
So I can play with
Okay, so this is going to be for cards. And okay, we're drawing a name. Here it goes. Karen. So you're the first one drawn. So which card would you like to get? We have this one here, which was the second one that I made. Or we have this one here, which will be completed with the embellishments and the greeting. So card number 1, which was this one, or card number 2. You let me know, Karen, which one you want. Okay. And then let's draw again. Shirley. So Shirley, whichever one Karen doesn't take, you will get. Okay. So Karen, be sure to let me know whether you want number 1 or number 2. If you have a small star punch, you could put a couple of the stars on a couple of the trees. Yes, but it would have to be a very tiny star. So I don't think I have tiny stars. What I could have done, you want the second one, okay? So Karen gets this one. Put Karen's name on that one. And then Shirley, I will finish this one up for you and I'll bring it to you tomorrow. Congratulations to my winners. Okay. All right. So now, oh, yes, how Dorothy stores her mock-up cards. Okay. So, well, Sherry, thank you for coming. Like I said, I do have this every other Friday. If there happens to be 5 Fridays in the month, we don't do it on the 5th Friday. I don't know why, but we just don't.
We just do it twice a month.
We just do it twice a month, and this is the first month that I've made cards online. So for this anyway, because I do a video every Thursday night where I do cards. All right, so what Dorothy has is a plastic box like this. And I think we got these at Joann's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh no, Karen, I'm going to mail it out to you. I've got so many cards I'm holding for people. I got to get them out of my room. I just got to do that. Okay. So Dorothy will, what I suggested is you use old cardstock, discontinued cardstock, discontinued DSP. And then you can make a mock-up card. So like this card should be like this, where you have the flap on the front, you open that up, and then you open up the card. All right. Now, she does not have the measurements for this, but she can. She can go ahead and know that she's going to use almost a full sheet of cardstock, and then she's going to cut it down at the top. Okay. So here's another one. This is a fun fold to where she can fold it out and then it sits up. And this one, she does have the dimensions. Okay. So that's always good. You can, this is called a bridge card. So actually this has another piece to it that goes across the bottom of it. All right. So she's got that, and then she's got the measurements. Okay. Here's a matchbook card that's a pop-up. And I did one of these a couple weeks ago. So she's got she has the measurements wrote on the card front, and then on all the different pieces that she has, she's got written what the sizes of the designer series paper and all of that needs to be. Okay, here's one that she's actually put together with some designer series paper. A few weeks ago, you'll remember I did a card like this. Maybe Dorothy put this card together, okay, where we cut the paper in different lengths or different ways and to make the design. So now then, and she's got the inside done. And on the inside is where she has the dimensions on how to cut the outside paper. All right, here's one that is a another fun fold. And so we have it made up in old paper, and we have the measurements written on it. Okay, so that's kind of how, this is another kind of, well, this is kind of like a Z fold card. This is just an old card that we had made a few years ago, and so she picked it out to use it as a design. So some of these were just cards that we'd made that
they'd gotten
I don't know, a corner bench or something like that.
outdated
Outdated paper, so we didn't keep it. So then this is a triangle fold open card.
Faded.
Okay. So if it is a good idea, if you wanted to use, you know, say you have a card that you made and oh, it just didn't really turn out the way you wanted it, then you don't have to send it, but don't throw it away. Just write the measurements down of what you use to make that card. And then when you need an idea, yes, you can pull that out. You could put it in a notebook that has,
you suggested like going to the dollar
yeah,
tree
go to the
and
dollar
getting,
store and get one of
photo
those cheap photo albums. And then you could slide these cards into the photo album and you would have it, and then you could just pull it right out and see what your measurements are. So it's always, you know, it's fun to, even the cards that we make in our card class, go home, duplicate that card with old paper and write down what the measurements are. And then you always have that as a reference. Okay. I'm having to start doing this, and I have a drawer behind me that has all my fun folds in it. So let me show you when I was doing my double did I call it last night? My double Z fold. I used old paper and I wrote down my measurements. So here was the first Z fold, the big one. And I wrote down on it what my measurements were, what I scored it at, and what size my DSP needed to be at. Same thing for the small one. Okay, I wrote down the measurement. I wrote down the size of the DSP on all of my little sections. Okay, I didn't glue it together because I know how I have to glue it together, but I have it paper clipped together so that when I want to make another double Z fold, you have those measurements, and you don't have to a lot of times if you go out to Pinterest or you watch someone else on YouTube, which I know everybody does, and that's okay because I do too. They don't give you the measurements. Sometimes on Pinterest, you'll see a card and you'll go, oh, wow, I really want to duplicate that card, but they don't give you the measurements on it. But a lot of times, and if you have a hard time doing this, contact me, send me the link, say, hey, Sue, can you help me figure out the measurements on that card? Example, the other card that I made last night, it did not give me the measurements on what my strips of DSP needed to be. Okay. So I had to figure that out. Well, it wasn't that hard to figure out, but I wasted some paper. I won't really say it's wasted because I'm going to use them for another card. But once you have those measurements that you figure out with a card design that they don't give you the directions for, unless you pay for them, you've got them right there handy. And you can say, okay, this, and you make it. You put together a card front, unless it's a fun fold. You don't have to go any farther than just doing the front piece, okay? So you'd only be using a quarter of a piece of cardstock because it doesn't matter what's inside, okay? But if it's a fun fold, then you kind of have to have the whole thing. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay. All right. What else would you ladies want to talk about? We got about 7 more minutes. And I definitely want it to be your time to ask questions, give me suggestions. I am so excited. I cannot wait until our card class in October. I am frantically making my list of what I have to get finished and putting it on a calendar so that I can get things done, because I just want
I distract you too much
to be finished at least a week before, which is National Card Making Day. And I don't want to do preparing. And I do have 2 people that are doing it virtually, so I have to record all the cards, and you all will get those files as well. So if you don't get one finished during our class, then you will have the file and the video with step-by-step instructions on how to complete that card. Because I know sometimes we get to gabbing and we have so much fun. Yes, we do. But we have so much fun at my card classes. Okay. Sherry, are you a demonstrator or are you a hobbyist? Curiosity kills the cat, and that's me. So I'm always wondering about those that join me. I like to find out about them. Where is my live retreat? It's here in Missouri, in Jeff City. But like I said, that's my in-person, but oh, you're a hobby demo? Okay, well, thank you for joining me. Being a hobby demonstrator is fantastic. You get the discount. And that's awesome. So we're using the One Horse Open Sleigh online exclusive. So I usually do a um, product-based class where everybody, the price that I give them includes the bundle, and then they have the bundle and they get the paper. So this time they have the entire suite of products for that open horse sleigh, and they're going to be making 5 cards. If you would like to join us virtually, send me an email and I will be happy to send you the information. And it would only cost you for the videos and the typed up instructions, and you can supply your own stamp set, because right now I believe that it might be unavailable. But Sherry, anytime that you would like to come and visit us and join me on one of my live retreats, it's not a retreat because we don't stay overnight, unfortunately. Um, I would love to have you join us. I usually hold one in the spring or early summer, depending on when the catalog comes out, because it has to do with the new in colors and a new stamp set, um, new paper. I did the Cheerful Daisy suite in May. Was it in May or was it in June? No, it was June because it was my birthday. So we had it in June. Okay. Cherie, I've lost you. I haven't seen any comments from you. Don't be sad because you didn't win. I will make you a special card. Maybe it got too grainy for her because I know that we were having issues with. Oh, well, there's an M, so I see that you're still here. You're just listening. I don't want you just to listen. I want you to participate. I can't talk about stuff. All right, Dorothy's laughing because I said I just can't talk. I can't talk about things if I don't know what you guys want me to talk about. She also got a kick when I said skin in the skunk yesterday because I didn't want to say skin in the cat. That would offend people, especially cat lovers. And I know I have cat lovers out there. So, well, I have just really enjoyed this coffee and chat and card today. And I think this might be my new twice a month coffee, chat, and a card. I made 2 cards today because once I get started, I have a hard time stopping. Sometimes I just make cards just to make cards and I don't really have any reason for it. And then I have to try to figure out, okay, can I teach this one? So,
how can I teach this one?
And how can I teach this one? So, well, ladies, if we have no more questions, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it very much. If you need to go back and watch the replay again to find out some of the answers that you might, or some of the answers to the questions you might have, feel free. If you like my YouTube channel, subscribe and you'll be notified then when I do go live again. So yes, I will tell Shirley hi, but she's probably seen your comment. So I do know I go live every Thursday night of the month, except one, and then that one is pre-recorded simply because I have a Blue Star Mothers meeting. And I don't know if you're not familiar with that, Sherry. That is, we have sons or daughters active or retired from the military, and so we support our military moms. So I go to that it's usually the 3rd Thursday, but we had to, usually the 4th Thursday, I'm sorry, 4th Thursday, but we had to have it a week early today or this month. So, all right. Well, ladies, again, I cannot express to you my gratitude for joining me. It's always nice when I have a room full of people that will comment back to me.
Her dad was a 20-year.
Your dad was in the Air Force. Well, awesome. Thank him for his service. My husband was a submariner for 13 years. My dad was in the Army during the Korean War. My grandson right now is serving as a Marine, and he is stationed out in California right now, but he has been deployed twice. So, all right, ladies, again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I will see you back now in 2 weeks for another coffee, chat, and a card. Bye.